and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about Tata Harper. I have been wanting to do this video for a while now because about 2.5 years ago or so I did a video where I talked about my top 5 Tata Harper products, and I've been wanting to revisit those 5 products and let you know if I'm still using them, if I still enjoy them. But I also have been wanting to talk about Tata Harper in general because, you know, it is a very expensive brand. It's a very high-priced luxury brand, and I've been wanting to just talk about in general if I feel like Tata Harper is worth the price tag. And, you know, obviously it's a very subjective conversation to have because if a product is super expensive, but if it works for you and it works for your skin, or, you know, she does have some color cosmetics. So if that's, you know, a product like one of the blushes, let's say, is the perfect color for you, you know, and it brings you a lot of joy, or the skincare brings you a lot of joy, and the, you know, is very efficacious for you, then of course, and you can afford it, then it is going to be worth it for you. But in general, you know, for a lot of us, we haven't tried all the products and we're curious about them. So I figured this would be a good video to go back and look at those 5 top products and just revisit them and see, you know, where I am at today and see if I still enjoy them. And then just do kind of like a brief overview of Tata Harper and see what, you know, again, this is my opinion, and just see if I think overall, is Tata Harper worth the price tag? Do I feel like it's worth it to give them a try, invest in the products? And then also at the end, I do want to let you know that I do have a couple of products that I do think are worth trying, investing in, or at least I should say that really do work for me, that I do enjoy, and I do think, for my personal opinion, are worth it. So where I started is, you know, in my research, quote unquote research, I just went to the Credo website and I just did an overview of what they offer there, because I do feel like her website is slightly overwhelming, and I felt like Credo probably would have a little bit of an edited selection of, you know, what Tata Harper offers. So let's just start with what they had over at Credo and what caught my eye, like what potentially would be a product that I would be drawn to, and just look at the price tag and see what I thought. So the first thing that caught my eye was the Barrier Serum, and this is $130 for 1 ounce. As you guys know, I do love serums. I really love water-based serums. And so this is something that, you know, I could easily integrate into my skincare routine. So this is something that I would be interested in purchasing. But when I took a dive into the ingredient list, and it is a beautiful ingredient list, there's no shade on the ingredient list, but it just seemed to be made up of humectants and plant extracts, which, you know, are beautiful. I'm very drawn to the ingredient list, but it didn't strike me as anything super extraordinary or anything that I hadn't seen from a lot of other brands that I already currently have. It wasn't like a direct parallel to the product I'm about to mention, but it definitely seemed consistent with the Aster Rain triple peptide serum, and I did pull this product here. So very similar to a product like this. I feel like it would be very similar in consistency to the Aster Rain tripeptide serum, and this is $39 for 1 ounce. So whereas the Tata Harper is $130, the Aster Rain is $39. So I feel like if you are wanting to purchase a serum that has beautiful humectants in it and plant extracts, this one is so amazing. I absolutely love the texture, and it also has CoQ10 in it, and it has peptides in it. And I have just really fallen in love with this particular serum. So when it comes to the price difference, which is basically, you know, it's $100 basically, or $91, if I'm doing my math correctly on the fly here. I mean, there's just really no reason to spend that big of a price difference, because like I said, I just don't really see anything standing out to me on that Barrier Serum from Tata Harper that is screaming out to me like, this is special, this is incredible, you need to get this. that it's worth that type of a price difference to me. Another thing that I really do enjoy purchasing and trying from other brands, or like a new brand or a brand I'm exploring, would be a essence, or like a mist, a floral essence. So I actually have tried this from Tata Harper. So the Hydrating Floral Essence, this is $72 for 50 mils. And this isn't just like a run-of-the-mill toner that just is made simply of hydrosols. This also has BHA in it and Gotu Kola. So a product that I think would be a direct comparison, or like a comp, if you will, would be something like the Earthwise Beauty 3 Roses Mist, which you all know I'm completely in love with. This one does have rose hydrosols in it, so just like the Hydrating Floral Essence from Tata Harper, which also has hydrosols in it. This one, in addition, has resveratrol and ferulic acid. So I do feel like they're comparable in that they have lovely, floral hydrosols in it, but they also have some, kind of like quote unquote, active ingredients. This one though is $72 for 100 mils, whereas the Tata Harper is $72 for 50 mils. So again, the Tata Harper is twice the price, very expensive. And in my mind, and like I said, I actually have tried the Hydrating Floral Essence from Tata Harper. It is really lovely. It is really beautiful, but this one from Earthwise Beauty is definitely more special to me, in my opinion. So again, that Tata Harper just isn't really screaming to me as needing to be that high of a price point. It just isn't, like I said, it's just not yelling out to me like, yes, this is worth the higher price point. So moving on, another thing that would call out to me as something that I would want to purchase would be the Retinoic Face Oil. This is $150 for 1 ounce, 30 mils. This actually was one of the products that was in my top 5 from Tata Harper, that video that I did. And one thing to note about this Retinoic Face Oil is there are no retinoids in this product. I feel like it's misleading that there's no actual retinoids in this product. The reason why they're calling it a Retinoic Face Oil is because the first ingredient in this product is rosehip oil, which is high in vitamin A. So that's why they're calling it retinoic, which again, I really just feel like is misleading. But anyway, just buyer beware on that aspect. So the first ingredient is rosehip oil, and then the second ingredient is olive oil, and then the third ingredient is jojoba oil, and then the fourth ingredient is apricot oil. So I don't know the cost of rosehip oil, like off the top of my head. I don't know how high of quality they're using of rosehip oil. I'm going to assume that it's very high quality, but I don't think olive oil is very expensive. I don't think jojoba oil is very expensive, and I don't really think apricot seed oil is very expensive. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. So those are the oils that are in this oil serum, and then you move into botanical extracts, which is great. There's elderflower, calendula, borage, alfalfa, arnica, linden, and then you move into essential oils, which are in this formula for aroma, and that is actually specified in the ingredient list. So that is interesting to note. So anyway, I just want to say that $150 for 1 ounce, that price in my mind, and again, I'm not a formulator, I don't own a company, but just having been around the green beauty space for so long, I just really don't see how you can justify the $150 price tag for this product. What I would do if you want a rosehip oil product that is going to be high in vitamin A, that is absolutely gorgeous, I would just go ahead and get the Rosa oil from Earthwise Beauty. This is 30 mils for $50 as opposed to $150 for 30 mils from Tata Harper. And I would just get the straight up rosehip oil from Earthwise Beauty, which is made from the rosehip fruit oil. So it's like the whole fruit. You get all of the goodness from the whole rosehip fruit. It's just absolutely beautiful. I love this oil. It's incredible. It is my favorite rosehip oil. I've mentioned in the past that I do have a bit of an issue with the scent of rosehip oil. I don't get that from this particular one at all. It smells amazing. I absolutely love it. So like I said, if you're looking for a really rich vitamin A oil, this would be the way to go and you would save yourself $100. Another option, instead of doing $150 from the Retinoic Face Oil from Tata Harper, is the Live Botanical Vibrant Garden Universal Oil. This is $68 for 50 mils. Now, this does not have rosehip oil in it, but this is very rich in plant ceramides. It has beautiful plant oils in here. Just go to the website and check out the ingredient list. It is absolutely stunning and amazing. And one thing also, in addition to, vitamin A being important for your skin health, ceramides are incredibly important for your skin health as well, especially as you age. So I think this would be an incredible alternative if you're looking into the Retinoic Face Oil from Tata Harper. And another alternative that I'm going to show you is the Earthwise Beauty Black Locust Firming Concentrate. This is not a money-saving option, but I do believe this to be a superior product. This is $86 for 15 mils. So if you were to purchase 2 of these bottles, so obviously 15 mils times 2 is going to give you 30 mils, and you used my discount, which is Trish, T-R-I-S-H, over at Earthwise Beauty, the total would be $154.80, so just a little bit more expensive than the Tata Harper Retinoic Face Oil. But I do feel like this is a superior product because the ingredients in here are acai fruit oil, Kalahari melon seed oil, lupin seed oil, as well as the extract. And I can't believe I didn't notice this in the past because I am all about the unsaponifiables these days. But yeah, wheat germ oil, unsaponifiables. So I think that is a big reason why I absolutely love this product, is because of these unsaponifiables. And if you haven't heard me talk about unsaponifiables before, I will link a video up here which talks about the 12 beauty products, and it goes in depth into unsaponifiables and why they are so amazing for your skin. So yeah, I think that this is just an incredible product. Obviously, I have sung its praises quite a bit over the last few years, but I do think that this is a superior product to the Retinoic Face Oil, which I have used in the past. As I said, it was in my top 5 from Tata Harper in that previous video, and I just think that I have found other products that I prefer, so I would not repurchase that one again. In the future, I have not repurchased it. I have just fallen in love with other products that I think are better, such as this one, the Black Locust Concentrate from Earthwise Beauty, such as the Vibrant Garden Universal Oil from Live Botanical. There's just a whole slew of other oil serums that I think are better, less expensive, and yeah, I just don't think that you need to spend that kind of money to get something on par with the Retinoic Face Oil from Tata Harper. I do think that if you are willing to spend that kind of money, you can get something that is actually better, such as the Earthwise Beauty Black Locust Firming Concentrate. So I think I've spoken enough about the Retinoic Face Oil from Tata Harper and what's comparable and what's actually even better. Again, scanning through Credo, I don't really want to talk too much about the cleansers from Tata Harper. I've used several of them. I've never really been impressed with their cleansers, but there are 2 exceptions. Actually, one of them I will go into greater detail because it is one of my favorite products from Tata Harper, so I'll go into that one in more detail in just a moment. One of the other exceptions is the Nourishing Oil Cleanser, and this one is quite expensive, of course. It is $86 for 4 ounces. This is actually a beautiful oil cleanser. I really do think it feels amazing as you're massaging it onto your skin. It has a really lovely, unique scent. I do think that it is a beautiful product. So if it is something that you have fallen in love with, or if you do have the opportunity to test it like at a department store or at Sephora, you can get a sample of it and you are willing to pay that price. I do think that it is something, worth checking out. But having said that, there is the Live Botanical Nourishing Cleansing Oil that is $40 for 3.4 ounces. It's actually less expensive than that if you use my code, which is down below. So I think it would be $32 because it's 20% off. That is my favorite oil cleanser. I think it is just absolutely beautiful. So from my perspective, I don't really see the need to pay $86 for the Tata Harper one. But I do think it is a lovely oil cleanser. So again, like if you are absolutely in love with it, you love the scent of it, I do think it is a nice cleanser. So moving on to moisturizers from Tata Harper, this is another category that is quite expensive, pretty much like all of the other categories from Tata Harper. I've never really been that drawn to moisturizers from Tata Harper. I've never really been that intrigued by the moisturizers. I think mainly because like the creams tend to be very, very expensive. One thing that did catch my eye was the Repairative Moisturizer. This is $120 for 50 mils. Looking at the ingredient list though, it's actually really quite similar to the 12 Beauty Nutritive Repair Emulsion, and the 12 Beauty product is $66 for 50 mils. So because there is such a similarity in the ingredient deck and such a disparity in the price point, there's just no reason for me to even try the Tata Harper product. So I'm gonna stick with the 12, and I actually did pull this from my collection. I love this product so much. It's amazing, and I love mixing it with oils. I love using it on its own. And like I said, because the ingredient deck is so similar, there's just no reason for me to try a product that's $120 when this one is $66. And you know, $66 is incredibly expensive as it is. So there's no reason for me to try a product that's double the price of a product that's already incredibly expensive. So her Repairative Moisturizer was the only one that caught my eye. As you can see, there's really no reason for me to even delve into that one. And then here you can see her creams and her eye serums. They all just have such a hefty price tag. You'll see they're all ranging between $200, $300, you know, $300 plus dollars. So these high price tags are just really a big turnoff for me. So I just do not even feel the need to dive into that at all. So I feel like this is a good time to take a pause and recap what my top 5 products were a couple years ago. So as I mentioned, there was the Retinoic Facial Oil. As you guys know, that is not something I would repurchase again in the future. I did have a product that I haven't mentioned yet in that top 5, and that was the Illuminating Moisturizer. That is not something I would repurchase again. That is $130 for 50 mils. And what it is a moisturizer that you can use, you know, as a moisturizer that has illuminating properties that you can put your foundation on top of, or you can use as a highlighter. What I found is that I just did not reach for it. I didn't really enjoy the texture. Ultimately, the scent kind of started to bother me. I just, for whatever reason, I just didn't like it. I didn't reach for it. And so and the price is just, I don't know, it's just so crazy high to me. For what I would use it for is sort of like that lit from within glow primer type product. There are just other products that I have that I prefer so much more. Like for instance, I would definitely reach for the Auric Glow Lust. I think that that is an incredible product to use as a base underneath foundation. I've actually never talked about this, but I do have the Glossier Future Dew. I think that is an incredible product that obviously is going to be way less expensive than the Tata Harper Illuminating Moisturizer. I also just recently got the I think it's like their Glossy Gel, or I forget what the name of it is, but they have a product that is very similar to the Tata Harper Illuminating Moisturizer. All of these products are going to be way less expensive than the Tata Harper. So if you can afford the Tata Harper Illuminating Moisturizer and you love it, then I think that's great. But most of us do not want to spend that kind of money for, you know, a primer that's going to be giving you that kind of glowy look. So I think there's just so many other products on the market that actually do a better job at giving you that lit from within glow that you can also use as a highlighter. So anyway, I just don't really feel like there's any reason to spend $130 on that type of a product. So anyway, that's a no for me. The next product that was on my top 5 from Tata Harper was the Be Adored Tinted Anti-Aging Neuropeptide Lip Treatment. This retails for $34, and this is one of those tinted kind of like glossy lip balms that has a red tint to it. I think they call it raspberry. And this is a fine product. I liked it, but I didn't end up using it. I ended up having to declutter it. It actually went bad on me. And that wasn't by fault of the product. It was just because I don't tend to reach for red sheer lip products that much. I'm just not like a red lip product kind of gal. So again, the product is fine. It works fine. It's just red isn't typically my color. So I just probably shouldn't have gotten it in the first place. But I will say that I think it's a little gimmicky saying that it's like neuropeptide. I look through the ingredient list. It's a pretty basic, lip balmy type of ingredient list. Nothing really stood out to me as being super special. It has an ingredient called palmitoyl isoleucine, which is a lipoamino acid. That's the only thing I could find in there that would be a neuropeptide. I'm not exactly sure why you need a neuropeptide in your lip treatment. I think this lipoamino acid probably gives you some, plumping, but I don't know why they're calling it a neuropeptide. And frankly, I just did not have the bandwidth or even really care about trying to find out why they're calling it a neuropeptide for your lips. I just don't really care. Again, seems kind of gimmicky to me. I don't know why it also, why is it costing $34? Personally, I think if you want a sheer red lip treatment, maybe go for the Burt's Bees for $5. They have so many colors, and I think the Burt's Bees lip tints are amazing. If you want to go for kind of like that luxury, clean beauty space type of lip tint, I would go for the Henné one. Those are $21. They have a color called Blissful, which is a raspberry color. I would go for that one. Like I said, it's $21 versus $34. I don't know. That's just personally what I would do. I don't really know if you need to spend $34 on the Tata Harper one. Another product that was on my top 5 was the Vitamin Infused Cream Blush. I had Very Sweet, but apparently very recently they reformulated them, so there's new colors and new textures. So they don't make Very Sweet anymore. From what I could tell, I think Lovely, their new color Lovely, is probably the closest to Very Sweet. Lovely is a dusty pink. I'll show you a screenshot of what I had in my video of what Very Sweet looked like. So I think Lovely is probably the closest. These cream blushes are $42, so they are definitely on the expensive side, as you would expect. And I will say that I am actually intrigued by this product. I am really curious to see what the texture is all about. This color Lovely looks like it's totally up my alley. I will say though, for those of you who want to avoid carmine, Lovely, and then the color Spicy, which is a terracotta pink, and like I said, Lovely is a dusty pink. They both contain carmine, which I'm actually kind of surprised by that Tata Harper has 2 color cosmetics that have carmine. So for those of you who like to avoid carmine, just heads up, Lovely and Spicy do contain carmine. So while I am very intrigued by these cream blushes, kind of that side of me that just really wants to try everything new and try out all the colors, I am going to take a pass because I do think that Lovely actually looks really similar to the Say Beauty color Rosy. And I think it also seems like it might be a little bit similar to the Tower 28. So while I am intrigued by the new formula and these new colors, and they do look really beautiful, I just don't need to get them. I've got these 2 beautiful blushes right here that seem to be really similar in color to, what did I say, Lovely? I think Lovely is probably the color that I would be most drawn to from the Tata Harper collection. And I have so many blushes right now. I went a little crazy during Black Friday sales, and even between Black Friday and, post-Christmas holiday, I just went a little bit nuts with the retail therapy. And yeah, I've got some packages I'm waiting for in the mail right now. In fact, one just came right now. I just had to go to the door to pick up a package from Victoria Beckham that they had a sale going on. And so I've been curious about her cream blushes. So I've got some new things coming that I'm super excited to talk to you about and to review and everything. So on a personal note, for me, I do not need to be purchasing anything new anytime soon. In fact, I haven't declared myself to be on a no buy publicly. And I don't think I'm going to be saying that as a New Year's resolution, but I do kind of feel like a no buy is kind of in the works for myself, at least between now and possibly my birthday, which is in July. So I don't think I'm going to be buying anything new between now and then. So in the short term, for me, I would not be repurchasing the blushes that were on my top 5 list. But I can't really speak to them in general because they are reformulated. I don't really know what they're like. So I can't really recommend them to you one way or the other. But a product that I can give you my opinion on that was on my top 5 list is the Regenerating Cleanser. This has been a favorite of mine for a really long time, but I haven't had it for a couple of years now. This is $86 for 4.2 ounces. I did decide to get this because Tata Harper was doing 25% off during Black Friday. I think maybe even with free shipping or with a very low minimum, so it was very easy to get free shipping. This is a physical and chemical exfoliator. The physical exfoliation comes from apricot microspheres. Basically, it's apricot seed powder. The apricot seed powder is very, very finely milled. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to be giving you micro tears. I'm not concerned about that with this product. It's not like I'm going in and like scrubbing my face super hard with it. I do it very gently. The chemical exfoliation is basically from BHA, from willow bark. So that's what the physical and chemical exfoliation is all about. And let me show you what it looks like. So it's a creamy cleanser, and like I said, the exfoliation is really gentle. And how I've always used it and how I'm incorporating it back into my routine once again is I will use a oil cleanser, a non-emulsifying oil cleanser. I'll massage that all over my face, you know, do my typical massage, and then I will take 2 or 3 pumps of this, and then I will put that on top of the oil cleanser, continue my massage, and I do it very gently because, again, I don't want to be too abrasive with the physical exfoliation. Again, it's not super abrasive, but I just don't want to add, you know, too much pressure with my hands, you know, manually. And then what usually ends up happening is there is enough emulsification from this product that then when I go in to rinse it off with water, the emulsification properties in the Regenerating Cleanser emulsifies off the oil cleanser. So it's just a really unique way, in my opinion, to cleanse my skin. I love the scent of this cleanser. I love the texture of it. I love combining the 2 types of cleansers together. So it's just a really unique cleanser. There's nothing else like it that I have in my collection or anything that I've come across that's really that similar to it. Now, it's not something that I would consider a staple. I don't feel like it's something that I always have to have. I think it's one of those products that I might like to purchase, you know, maybe once a year or maybe once every couple of years. I kind of liken it to the Infiori products like Lustra or Treat, you know, products that are on the very expensive side, but they're very luxurious, and the scents and the textures are unique enough that you can kind of justify it because they are unlike anything else, and they do really feel like a very special, unique product that you are treating yourself to. For me, I don't know as if I necessarily would purchase it at the full price. I think I will be keeping my eye out when the Black Friday sales roll around. Maybe it will be something I treat myself to annually during the Black Friday sale. But I do think that as far as the Tata Harper products go, this is one of the 2 products that is worth the full price, or definitely the discounted price, whether it's during the Sephora sale or during their, you know, the website's Black Friday sale, which then brings me to the last product that I'm going to talk about. And this is the Superkind Radiance Mask. And this is $65 for 1 ounce. And this is part of the Superkind line from Tata Harper. So this is fragrance free, it is essential oil free, and this is a gel-like balm mask that has AHAs in it, so it's got lactic acid in it, and it also has prebiotics in it to help your skin barrier. I will show you what it looks like. I really love the texture. And like I said, the texture is kind of this gel balm, and it's got lactic acid in it, as well as prebiotics to help balance the microbiome. And it feels really luxurious and soothing on the skin. And then when you add water, it gets this milky texture. And then it just rinses off clean. So I like to use it when my skin is feeling particularly parched. So like in the morning, especially if my humidifier stopped, you know, like if it ran out of water in the middle of the night, and so my skin is feeling kind of parched. What I'll do is while I'm doing things in the morning, I will apply this mask obviously to my face in the morning. And then it just feels so beautiful and like just very nourishing. And it just, like I said, it just feels really silky. It glides on really beautiful, and it just feels really good putting it on your skin. And because it's so gentle, I don't have to set a timer. I don't have to worry about how long it's on my skin. And I can just go about my morning, you know, make myself tea, make myself breakfast, check my emails, do whatever I need to do. It never feels like tingly or like it's burning, or you know how sometimes you'll put a mask on and it feels really active. It never feels that way. I use enough actives in my skincare, like in my serums. You know, I'm using retinoids and vitamin C. I don't really feel like I need to be using that in my masks. In my masks, I want to feel like I'm really nourishing my skin. I'm really caring for my skin, nourishing my barrier, my skin's barrier. You know, I just really want to be caring for my skin. I want to be moisturizing my skin. I don't really feel like I need a lot of actives in my masks. So I feel like this mask is just perfect in terms of, you know, balancing my microbiome, nourishing my skin, but, you know, with a little bit of the AHAs that feel very gentle. So anyway, I just like that I don't feel like it's super active, or I have to worry about, oh gosh, how long have I had this mask on my skin? And then I like that it rinses off clean, and then I can just go in with my skincare routine. Let's talk a little bit about the ingredients. There's diglycerin in it, which I guess is like a sister to glycerin. I think it's just maybe even a little bit more of an amped up glycerin and has a really lovely skin feel to it. So I think maybe that's why it feels so good on the skin in terms of smoothing it over your skin. There's also calendula flower, stem, and leaf juice. Like I said, there's the lactic acid in it. There's also beautiful botanical extracts like calendula, chamomile, and borage. So for me, this mask is unique enough and interesting enough that it is worth purchasing. So again, I did get it for 25% off, so it wasn't quite as costly as $65, but I do feel like I would get it again, whether or not I pay full price or it is on sale, you know, that kind of remains to be seen, but it is a product that I would get again. So basically what it boils down to, my relationship with Tata Harper and my purchasing relationship with Tata Harper, is I do feel like most products out there on the market, like when it comes to moisturizers, oil serums, most cleansers, pretty much most everything on the market, I think there's comparable products out there that are either similar to Tata Harper, but they're less expensive, or maybe they are a similar price point, but I do think there's products out there that are better. So for me, if I'm gonna purchase from Tata Harper, it needs to be really special and really unique. And so far for me, the only two products from Tata Harper that reach that benchmark are the Regenerating Cleanser and the Superkind Radiance Mask. For me, these two products are unique enough and special enough that I do feel like they are worth the price tag. If you can get them on a discount, I think that is fantastic. And for me, I do think I will be, you know, timing things or researching out discount codes so that I can get them at a lower price. So I hope you all enjoyed my thoughts on Tata Harper, my revisiting of my top 5 products from a few years ago. And I really would love to know what your thoughts are on Tata Harper. What are your favorite products from her line? What have you been disappointed by? You know, what do you think of Tata Harper in general? And if you watch this whole video, I really do appreciate that so much. If you enjoyed it, please do give me a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. That would mean so much to me. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.